So within a sentence or two of me speaking, you'll know that we're recording this in the studio, post shooting the video. And we had a bit of a disaster on the day, really. We came to Monumento Campesino to film the video for you and to charge our electric car. And the electric car charger there, which is free and is very fast, unfortunately wasn't working, so we couldn't do that. So we then went to get our microphones out of the bag to use them to film this week's video, and they were also flat. So electrical gremlins on the day. Anyway, we decided to go ahead and film it and add this post-video audio onto it afterwards. And of course, you'll recognize the Monumento Campesino there, right in the center of the island and built by Cesar Manrique in 1969. It's actually built of the water tanks from fishing boats. And campesino means peasant, literally a country person, not a peasant as in the adjective. And it's a monument to the country people who used to keep Lanzarote going long before tourism. And there's quite a lot more here than just the monument itself to go and look at. And there are various buildings. At the entrance there's a sign that explains what's in there, and we'll have a look at them all in the video shortly. It's open from 10 until 5:45 every day, and the restaurant that we'll see a little bit later is open from 12 until 4:30. Now, as you'd expect with a place that's a monument to farming on the island, the gardens are absolutely immaculate and beautiful to look at, and great to get ideas for plants for your own garden if you have a property here. There's a lot of use of the shiny white paint that was invented or designed by Cesar Manrique in order to provide a hard-wearing, long-lasting surface on patios and on aljibes. And these stone granite slabs are just absolutely beautiful to walk on. Over on the right now there are a whole series of farming implements that were used in the past here. These would have been towed by donkeys or camels, or in some cases, the smaller ones, by people. There are ploughs and farrows and all kinds of things there. This machine is described as a grass scruncher, and I don't really know what it does or even what it was used for, because we don't really have grass on the island. And down at the bottom we have various implements which would have been used by camels to carry crops like potatoes and onions and so on, and also people around the island. Here's a section of grapevines done in the traditional Lanzarote method, with low vines and walls to protect them from the wind. At this time of year they're in their energy regaining phase, so very soon they'll have those final leaves trimmed off them, and they'll be cut back ready to start again for next summer. Here's an example of an hoyo or a zoco, which are the deep holes used in La Heria to dig down through meters of pecan to get to where the soil is for the plants. This building here is the headquarters of the Lanzarote DO, Denominación Origen, which is the DO label is given to Lanzarote wines, and they get that very precious Manrique designed sticker on the back of the bottle. They've recently moved their headquarters to Monumento Campesino, so they're working from there now. They were previously in Arrecife. And this is an example of what would once have been a donkey-powered mill. So the donkey walks round and round in circles, which turns the millstone, which grinds the gofio or flour. It was a beautiful day when we filmed this on Monday. As you can see, blue skies, mid-20s the temperature. It all went a little bit pear-shaped towards the middle of the week, and we ended up with a bit of rain and some quite grey skies. So this massive building in the middle, Manrique designed as kind of a function room, if you like, and we'll see through the windows in a minute. We've been to a wedding there, beautiful room with great acoustics and lots of chairs and tables. And then we walk into the courtyard of what would once have been a Canarian farmhouse. And around here we've got various little shops and artisan craft workshops. And that's cases of wine in the back of the DO offices. I could have reached in and grabbed one of those actually. Along here we have a ceramic workshop which was shut on the day that we went there. A sombreria, a lady that makes hats, a goffio place, and the lady whose name escapes me who makes those beautiful rosettas. There's one in the window which can be used as decorations or on tables. There's a pottery place in here as well. A wine bodega which for some reason was closed again on Monday around lunchtime. And a place that makes natural soaps. Gorgeous smell walking past that one. And Manrique built straight down into the volcanic granite here and created this beautiful spiral staircase which takes you down to the lower level. And he just seemed to be able to incorporate the natural things into living areas and spaces that were useful. We've come round the corner now to that giant circle. This is the function room. You can see tables and chairs set up for a function in there. You can hire it if you've got a big enough event. I imagine it's quite expensive. And then we're through into another courtyard where the restaurant is located. And the restaurant does typical Canarian food, tapas and so on. Well worth a visit because, as I say, it's right. The whole place is right in the centre of the island. So pull in, you've got free parking, you've got toilets you can use, and a cracking little restaurant for a couple of tapas dishes. Probably pricier than in the villages, but reasonably priced still. Dotted around the place we have these really interesting dwarf Drago trees. They're only about 6 foot tall, but they've already sprouted several heads. Normally a Drago tree doesn't spout its additional heads until it gets much taller than that. And that big white area is the former aljibe of the farmhouse that was here. And there's a good shop here, a Cesar Manrique shop. So you can buy all the Manrique merchandise, the tiles, the clay figures, his books, posters, and so on and so forth. So again, it's a good location to stop as you're passing from either north or south or east or west from one end to the other of the island, because everything goes through this section of the island. Now we're actually standing part of the way up the monument itself now, and you do have access there. Just follow the path up and then you're up a few steps and you can look right down on the whole area of the former farmhouse, but you can also get a great view across to Timan Fire in the distance as well. And we're back to where we started, so I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry about the slightly unusual audio, and hopefully I'll remember to charge our batteries in our microphones next time. And we'll be back to normal service for next week's newsletter video. Have a great weekend wherever you are, and bye for now.